Sai Baba says the world hereafter and this world is that much different. In fact, it is only one world, and I see it as the whole manifestation is actually an exhale of God, of the one, the all-knowing. It's just one blink of an eye, that's all. It's one exhale and then inhale again. It's the God power that materializes, and we are so pointed at little fragments of all the unity that we divide it in millions of parts, and we have to live through every part to understand that in fact it is not a part, it is just one wholeness. It is just one blink of an eye, where everything is being seen and the eyes shut again. It's okay, it's done. That's the whole creation from beginning to end, from all those billions of years, those eons of years of time. It's one blow from God and withdrawn. That's all. That's what I see when Baba says there is no difference in this life now and the next. It's just all one absolute beingness. The absolute, that's what is. You cannot divide the absolute. If you try to divide it, you will pay the price of birth after birth after birth after birth, till you are fed up with it, with all those forms before your eyes. So don't see yourself personal as a fragment of the whole. See yourself as the absolute, which you are. Absolute sees all fragments, all existence in one whole flash. And we see the whole existence fragment, 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 fragment. Like a movie in the cinema is one whole flash of the part where the movie is on. And before us on the screen we see flash after flash after flash to be able to understand the movie, the story, and to enjoy. And so we see the whole existence, which is just one, we see it piece, 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 piece after piece after piece. So we cannot understand the whole in one flash. We must see it divided piece after piece, and that's why we are divided ourselves, because we cannot oversee the whole. Our mind needs fragments, but when you have seen so many fragments, you start to understand they are all alike. It's always the same. It's always the person that wants something and he gets it or he doesn't get it. And then follows the happiness or the grief, the joy or the feeling bad. And the trying again and again, succeeding or not succeeding. And all this is all the same picture of the whole movie of our lives. It's always about ourselves wanting something. But we don't understand that we have it all. We are the whole, we are the absolute. We don't need all those fragments anymore. You will see that it's always the same. Whether you want a new car, or you want a blue car, or a red car, or the car broke down and you take a green car, it's always the same. It's not about that, what's coming out of you, of your mind. It's not about that. It's about overseeing the whole. The history of humanity is building up and breaking down, building and breaking, building and breaking. And it's all seen in one flash of wisdom. When you see that, you finish the book, story. You are the absolute. You are not the pages of the book. You are not even the book. You are not even the one reading a book. You are that which has no form, no name, no books in the shell of that one that you are. Absolute, empty of all that stuff. All the pages, all the books can be burned. You are that which contains all in one flash of an eye. It knows. Be free. Be free because you are free. Don't throw yourself in the book with the old story. It's so well known. After so many books, so many lives, you know enough. It's so peaceful in the absolute state of yourself. All the time you were looking for things, you were actually looking for that peace, which was with you looking. When you are looking for something, the peace inside is with you, looking for that something. The quietness, the absolute. Be happy. Be happy. This night, in the deep sleep, I was so wide awake, but there was nothing to see, and there was nothing to know at that moment. Only when I came back in the body, I felt extremely wordless, placeless feeling of being. It had no form. It was like a great, no words. It was being without anything else. And today I have so much difficulties to come back. My being is still in that formless place, which has no borders. It is no place. And you cannot remember it when you come out, because there's no mind in that place that can know and see and receive sensations or what. There is nothing in that place. So when, except yourself, your true self, so when you come back in the morning in your body, there's only a feeling, an experience, an awareness, but it is awareness of nothing that we know here around us on earth. And I'm still there. It is so difficult to be in the day, although it is also in that placeless place, because the day is just a formation in the mind. But the mind can never adapt itself to this emptiness. It must disappear. And because you wake up in the morning, the mind is there immediately, wondering, what was it this night? Where have I been? But the mind cannot know it because it was not there. It was your reality. It was the reality of the absolute. Absolute. It is a solution of whatever. It has nothing. It has no form. It is really absolute. It solved all forms. It is without forms, but you were so really being there. And it is like around my head. The emptiness is still there, and so why do we bother so much about this play, this daily film we live in, or this book where all is written? It is not important. It doesn't add something to what you are. It only takes you away from what you are. And I don't know today if maybe it will pass and I will be back in the form, in my daily rhythm, or it's just mind wandering, because the feeling inside is strong, strong, strong. It's absolute formless. It is the most greatest, deepest bliss that you can bear in a form. I hope you will reach that. If you don't give too much attention to the things around you in the day, in the form, in the mind, in the opinion, let it be for a while, and you go backwards into your nothingness, extremely happy. You have your eyes closed and you seem blind, but you can see everything. Being back in the source, and then you can rest eternally. While you are in the day, this peace comes as a surroundings. It's surrounding your form and your being. That's the place to live in the nothingness, and everything will be fine. It will be taken care of while you stay in the emptiness of your mind and the fullness of the soul, the Atma. It's absolute bliss. And this placeless place, which cannot be described, it may be, maybe there is color, but there is no mind to perceive it. It is, for the mind, it is nothing. The mind cannot come there to judge or to see or to approve of or to dislike. So for the mind it is nothing, but for the beingness it is the own self, which has no description. The mind could say, maybe it's gray or it's black, but it is not gray and it is not black and it is not white. It has no surrounding. It has no lines, no. All things perceived by the mind are not present. It's so it's funny that all the things that we see around us, the mind can describe it. It can say, oh, that's nice and I love that color, or I would like to have the garden with more color in it, or the sky is nice and blue, and that's all what the mind can describe. But that's the funny thing, because the mind describes that which does not exist. It is not existing, this world. It is a mind game. It is an image. The mind must make images so it can compare and it can grow and it can understand and then leave the images behind, because it's just movie in the mind. And when there's no mind conceiving anything, there is nothing to describe that what is. So you can never say what you are. It's not possible to describe it. It is not gray or black or white, or that's all mind stuff, opinion. But what you really are, I just said so, it is the utmost bliss without something to compare. It's not possible to say, I love that much and this is not, or that is less. It is being without something to compare. It is full of itself. That's what they say in India, Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. You are Sat, to be, and Chit is to be aware, to know that you are. And that which is gives the feeling, is the feeling Ananda. It is the absolute being. And we all of us, all are, or all is, everything, everyone is that bliss. And you will reach it because you are on the way to it. Happy, happy, happy. The absolute bliss is in you, in your side, in yourself, inner. It is inside. What you see outside is a mind. It disappears in the deep sleep. And in the deep sleep, you are that bliss, that awareness of bliss, and it will wake up. It will wake you up out of the dream of the mind. Aren't you blissful and happy? Be blessed.